Come with me to trade at Comic-Con Manchester 2026, but first let me show you what I did to prepare on the days leading up to the event. The Wednesday was the last day I could run the kiln before the event, so I spent the afternoon after work glazing this derpy ash. I always forget how long it takes to do these little details on the characters, and I always seem to leave the most detailed pieces to last, which isn't the best idea when you're under time pressure. So I'm just finishing off the final little details on his jacket, and then he'll be ready to go in the kiln with the rest of the last batch for firing. As you can see, these are all the colours I've used just on this Ash Ketchum. Here he is, looking really cute, ready to go for a nice long snooze in the kiln. He'll be joined by some more Pokemon, and there's Scorpion and Sub-Zero in there too. 24 hours later I come home from work and the kiln is cool enough to open. You can see all the boys looking nice and shiny and colourful. I spent the Thursday evening organising all the stock that I'd made ready for this event. This is about 3 to 4 months worth of work. Each figure takes 2 to 3 hours on average over 2 weeks to make. Some of the more complex characters can take 5 to 6 hours including glazing, so I can actually only attend 2 to 3 Comic-Cons every year. I quality check each piece, check there's no chips, cracks, anything like that. I also check that they've been signed on the bottom and they've all been given their Pokédex number. They all have their own little cards, whether they're Derpydex cards or their adoption certificates, so I need to make sure each one of those is filled in with the character name, and I also make sure to fill in a stock sheet as I go. Then they all get wrapped up in a few layers of bubble wrap and boxed away ready to take to the event. Then it's just rinse and repeat for each piece. This was so time consuming but really satisfying. It's one of my favourite parts is packing for the event and seeing all the different characters that I've made. I try to branch out a bit more and make some characters from different franchises, and every time I do a con I try and make more and more different characters. Let me know which characters you'd like me to make for my next event. Wesker is being a very good boy and doing his best trying to help out, but he soon gets bored and tired and you can tell he's ready for bed. I think it was about midnight by the time I got everything boxed up and ready to go. This is the little filing system I use to store all the character cards. I put them in alphabetical order before the event. It's super handy and saves a heap of time when I'm trying to find a character name when I sell an item. Who needs a van when you can just take your car to pieces? So we take the shelves out the back of the car and then take the back seats out. It's super easy, the whole thing takes less than 5 minutes. And the amount of space it frees up in the back of my car is crazy. I managed to get all of my stock into my little Nissan Note. Wesker knows what's going on at this point. Time to set off, and Manchester is actually my most local Monopoly event. It should take just over an hour to get there, but there was some traffic so it took us about an hour and a half, which still wasn't bad. Despite it being my most local Monopoly event, this is the first time I'll be trading at Comic-Con Manchester. We arrived around lunchtime, so you can see quite a few traders are setting up. We made our way to our designated table. Here's ours. Here's some shots of us setting the stall up. It's pretty straightforward. We don't have a lot to set up unlike some of the traders here. We've just got some racking, some crates, the banner, and then what's left is pretty much just putting stock out. So time to unwrap each piece and put them out on display. Again, just checking that there hasn't been any damages in transit. Luckily, there was no casualties this time, which was amazing. There is so much bubble wrap, it does my head in. We try and keep it really neat and put it all in a box by itself. And then that way it's easier just to take out pieces to wrap the pieces when they're sold as well. But yeah, I get sick of the sight of bubble wrap in these events. And here is my Smurl counter flapping away. It's been a few months since I last plugged it in, so it was nice to see it moving up a few numbers since the last event. And this is how the store looked at the end of setup on the Friday afternoon. There's a few little bits left to do tomorrow, like putting business cards and signs out, but we can do that in the morning before we open. some important signage, and here's a closer look at the little egg necklaces. The little Togepi ones actually sold out in the first few hours. I need to remember to make so many more of those for the next con. After setup, we treated ourselves to a McDonald's. I got a cheeseburger with extra pickles, and this is the correct amount of pickles. Then we checked into our hotel for the next couple of nights. Nice little cook chair in the corner. Then in the evening we met up with my sister and her partner for a hot pot. This was super tasty. I didn't have any of the sushi, I'm not a sushi person, but here is the hot pot bubbling away. I didn't have these kitten paw shaped shrimp balls, but there was this super uplifting graffiti in the toilet, which was really nice. Followed by the sloppiest cheers.
That was like the
That was shit. Right, let's do it again. That was so shit.
Then before we knew it, it was time for day one. Started off the day with a breakfast, made our way to the con, put out some business cards. There is no judging here. Did a little rearranging of the stock to make sure everybody looked their best. If you can see this letter behind, that is because we took part in the Monopoly hidden letter. So well done if you spotted that. Here's a little close-up of Mr. Frodo. Shiny Ho-Oh, who was this month's raffle prize. Make sure you enter in this month's raffle if you'd like to be in a chance with winning him for just £1. After setup, we had a few minutes to have a quick look around the rest of the convention, check the panels, and see some of the sets. This was a really cool Bugstars pest control van from GTA. And then we had just enough time to get back to our stall before the convention opened on the Saturday morning. Here I am, frantically ripping honeycomb paper, ready to wrap any sales. And first sale was a Gengar. So again, just wrapping him up. I also wrapped them in a little sheet of honeycomb paper to make sure they can get home safe and sound. Little egg necklace. These did really well. We saw so many cool cosplays across the weekend. This was like 11 AM Saturday morning, so you can see how busy it was getting already. Saturday sold out. Little chipstick break. I felt really maternal towards this little fella for some reason, so I had him as like my little good luck charm. Also, there were these really weird BTS Oreos, which were actually pretty tasty. They taste like butterscotch. Another couple of sales. Every time I made a sale, I'd replace it with another character to keep the shelves nice and full and just give people more options. Later on, Sean had a little bit of time when it quietened down, so we had a wander and checked out some of the panels.
Before we start, can I ask a favor? Do you guys want to be on my social media? Okay. When I say action, just raise your arms like you won the
incredible cast that just kept getting, I mean, you two included, but it just kept getting better and better. Were there people in the cast that you were, in terms of franchises, films, you know, we've got Marvel. What are you a fan of?
Big Marvel fan.
Okay.
Love the superhero.
Here's some more awesome cosplayers. Hagrid the absolute goat. Time for a quick beer to cool down and rest my feet. Nobody prepares you for how much your feet are gonna hurt when you're trading at a convention. Time flew by on the Saturday. It was so busy and it was just a constant stream of cosplayers to watch. This is my view from the back of the store, so I just have to stare at all these butts all day. We also happen to be trading directly opposite Sawthorne Retro Games, and staring at the Pokemon cards all day was really enticing. so we decided to have a pack battle. We went for a couple of packs of Korean 151. Very sloppy pack opening skills there. And I don't know if it's more common in the Korean packs, but we both got a hit. Sean definitely won this one though with the Mewtwo. And Swartham was so nice, they came over and gave us a couple of sleeves for our pulls. I was blessed to be visited by TJ Wilder, who looked absolutely awesome as Beast from Beauty and the Beast. He was super sweet and I gifted him this little Bumbreon to take home with him. I loved this Palpatine, he was super sassy. And that was the end of a very busy day one. We finished off the day with a fat carvery. There was one right on the doorstep to our hotel. We were super tired and hungry, so this was absolutely just what we needed. Seriously, cheers the plates, look how good this looks. And before we knew it, it was time for day 2. Again, we started off the day with a breakfast. I had a little bit more time on the Sunday morning to look around, so here are some of my favourite traders that were at the event. I picked up this really cute ring from Dragonfly Creative Arts, and then it was time to open for Sunday. I had sold out of quite a few of the items, but it was also nice to put out some fresh pieces on the shelves. I'll try and get some more close-up shots of the items later in the video. The best start to Sunday morning was this little tiny dog.
UNSC security has been notified of your awesome cosplay outfit.
Some more sales. The guy I sold this but 02 was so friendly and lovely. I just want to use this time to say thank you so much for those of you who did visit my store, and whether you bought something or not, the support this weekend was absolutely overwhelming and it made me so happy. I put so many hours and so much energy into my little pottery business, as well as working part-time, so it really does mean the world when so many people stop by and just make a nice comment and appreciate the artwork I make. I met so many wonderful people. Let me know if you were at this event. What were you cosplaying as? Did you swing by the store? Did we have a chat? And if we did, thank you for making my day even brighter. Here's some more little stock shots, and how good do Inosuke's abs look? They're fantastic. Sunday was much quieter than Saturday, but still had a few busy moments. There was a little more free time for looking around some panels.
Yeah, that's true, that is true. That is true, but in fairness, I did say I was going to win in only that game, and I did.
Win's a win.
And I would eat, what would I eat? Okay.
What food have you been trying here in the UK and enjoying?
The fish and chips. Oh yeah, you gotta start with the fish and chips. And
some more feet shots, and by this time they were on fire. More awesome cosplays. And I actually went back to Dragonfly Creative to buy this shield. Look how awesome it is. I am such a nerd. TJ appeared again at the end of Sunday, looking just as incredible in his second cosplay. I had some poutine. I think this is poutine. I tried to get a cheese pull, but it wasn't a very good one. It still tasted amazing though. And that brings us to the end of the Sunday. So it's time to pack down. This went really smooth. A massive shout out to Monopoly Events. I've only exhibited with them 4 or 5 times now, but every single time the event has run flawlessly. It literally took us about 20 minutes to unpack everything and load the car, which is obviously much quicker than a lot of traders who have huge displays to take down. I don't envy you. But yeah, thank you again to all the Monopoly team and also to our fellow traders. Everybody helps each other through these events and it's like one big family. They really are amazing and should be so proud of what they've created. Everything was loaded into the car just in time for the rain to start. Wesker was so happy to see us get home. It's like one of my favourite things is just getting back to see this boy. Thank you to everyone who got this far in the video. Let me know if you want to see some more of this kind of content. My next event will be Comic-Con Liverpool in October, so I hope to see you there. Now I'm gonna eat some chicken wings and pizza and go to bed.